Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video. We are going to be discussing 20 products that I personally have been loving so far in 2020. Many of these products, I'm kind of looking around, many of these products I tried for the first time this year, but there are a couple that snuck their way in that have been in my collection since before 2020 that I have not realized that I loved and just took the time to appreciate and now realize here in the year of 2020 that I actually do really enjoy these products. So if you're interested in hearing about some of the products that I have been loving so far this year, then stay tuned. First, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you leave today. I do post a minimum of 4 times a week, so if that's something that interests you, oh, I thought I saw something up there, but I don't think I did. Don't forget to subscribe before leaving today. Anyway, you guys, let's jump into the video. All right, you guys, so I selected 10 skincare, beauty, hair care products, and then I also have 10 makeup products. So I'm going to start with skincare and hair care, and then we'll move on to makeup. So first, starting with the one product that doesn't really fall into either category, but dang nabbit, these Essie polishes. I recently talked about these in my May monthly makeup roundup, and I discussed how much I loved the Essie summer collection polishes. I think I have some now that aren't like even necessarily their summer collection, but I have 5 that I have recently picked up, and hot dog, I really like these. I have this one on my nails right now. This is in the shade Make a Splash. My nails are chipped and I probably need to repaint. This one is probably my absolute favorite. This is in the shade You Do Blue. This is such an interesting and just very, very pretty color, especially like when I'm very self-tan. I really like this one. This is my most recent pickup, and I still need to use this one. This is in the shade Around the Bend, which just looks like this really pretty, like peachy pink. Going to be perfect, again, against tan skin in the summer. I cannot wait to use this. I also really like pastel shades, so I have Can Do Attitude right here, and then I've also worn this a few times. This is in the shade Reach New Heights, which is a peach with like a gold sheen through it. This is also really pretty. So I don't know, you guys, I really love Essie polishes. I've said on my channel before, but I used to buy a new Essie polish every week, and I used to paint my nails so often. Now I just really paint my nails like once a week, once every week and a half if I'm lucky, but I've like fallen back in love with Essie polishes, so had to mention them as one of my favorites this year. Okay, and then I have one hair care product to mention. It is the Moroccan oil treatment. And I have tried this and used this before 2020, but didn't realize how much I value a hair oil until really the end of 2019 and beginning of this year. I also really like the Way hair oil, but this just makes my hair feel so soft, and it just works for me a little bit better than the Way hair oil. So this is definitely something that I have fallen in love with this year. I went through everything I had for trial sizes. I felt like I had a lot of these in like a trial or a travel size, and then I finally purchased a bundle which has a larger size, a larger full size, and then this little guy. So I'm working on this little guy, and then I also have a full size, but this is something that I will continue to repurchase. If you guys have any recommendations for hair oils that you really like, I would love to hear them down below. I know Moroccan oil is more expensive, but definitely been in love with this year. Another product that this one's a little bit of a cheat because I knew I really liked these last year, but I have really made an effort to incorporate these into my weekly skincare routine because these work so well for my skin, and I've already purchased 2 boxes of these this year. This is from Tula Skincare, and it's their dual phase skin reviving treatment pads. Now again, these are very expensive. It's $59 for 16 pads, and I usually like to use these 1 to 2 times a week. But basically they are just individually wrapped pads, and there's one side that has a serum on it, and you rub it all over your face, and you start to get that pilling right away, and then you flip it over to the other side, and it's, I don't know what's on the other side, if it's more of like an exfoliating side, but it kind of rubs away the like balls of dead skin, if that's what it is, and then you just rinse everything off, and my skin feels so smooth after using it for like 2 or 3 days. I just absolutely love these. I feel like I've gotten a couple of recommendations on other treatment pad options, so if you guys have any, do let me know, but these have just been a staple in my skincare routine all year, and I had to mention them. All right, the rest of the products are ones that I have discovered in 2020. So starting with this eye cream from First Aid Beauty. I love First Aid Beauty, and I had picked up or gotten as a Christmas present, I think, a whole like set from First Aid Beauty, and this was in it. It's the retinol eye cream, and I was really hesitant to use this just because I know retinol can be really intense on the skin. So I was really hesitant to use this because I didn't want to like dry out my under eyes or have any like sort of peeling underneath my eyes. But this does have triple hyaluronic acid in it, and I have noticed such a difference in my under eyes since I've used this. I just feel like my under eyes look a little bit more youthful. They look a little bit tighter. They don't look like they have as much creasing. I've also made more of an effort in 2020 to drink more water, so that could be playing a factor in it as well. But when I finish this, I absolutely will repurchase this. I usually use this 3 to 4 times a week in the evening times, and then on the nights that I'm not using this, right now I've been using an eye sleeping mask from Clarins that I really like, but definitely something that I want to continue to have in my skincare routine. Not something I want to replace at all with like a different product to test. Like this is gonna be a staple in my evening time skincare routine because I have noticed such a difference in my under eyes with this. So highly recommend that one from First Aid Beauty. From Kopari, I've been wanting to try this for a long time and finally decided to pick this up. This is their coconut lip scrubby. So it's similar to their lip glossies. Obviously it's like the same component for its packaging, but it's like a squeezy lip scrub, which I love. What a brilliant idea, because I love and need a lip scrub in my routine. However, like potted lip scrubs just annoy me. I hate sticking my finger into like the messy lip scrub and then like rubbing it on my face and it gets like all over my face. Whereas this, I literally just put on like a lip gloss and it's so mess free and so easy to use. Highly recommend this if you like a lip scrub. I don't know if they had multiple flavors, but I got the coconut one and I really like this. Definitely a repurchase when I finish for me. The next 2 products are both from Fresh, and I actually had these sent over to me from Fresh through Octoly and fell in love with both of these. So the first is their Rose Deep Hydration Oil Infused Serum. It's like oil and a serum and you shake it up, and I use this every single morning and it has made such a difference in my skin feeling hydrated and my makeup even laying better on my skin, because I feel like my skincare routine is just more on point now in the morning. Before this, for the longest time, I was using the Pixi Glow Tonic, but if you guys don't know, some of the some of the ingredients in Pixi products can be quite harsh, and I actually feel like since taking the Glow Tonic out of my routine, my skin has been less dry, and this has made even more of a difference. I am like an extra type of gal, and I will go in with my Belief toner, which is a hydrating toner, and put that on, and then I go on with this over it sometimes too, just for like extra hydration, and I just love this. I'm kind of sad that I fell in love with this because to repurchase this is going to be $58, which sucks, but I'm definitely going to be repurchasing this. And then the second product I have absolutely fallen in love with as well. So this is the Rose Petal Soft Lip Cream, and this is amazing. It's so hydrating on the lips. It reminds me of the Bite Beauty Agave Lip Mask, but it has this really pretty baby pink tint to it, and I bring this with me to work and I will pop it on, and it looks almost like you're wearing like a tinted lip balm, because that's what it is. But I just love the tint that it gives to the lips, but at the same time it is so nourishing on the lips. So it looks like I really tried to like have something going on my lips, and then at the same time it's just like ultra nourishing, even though no one really even can see my lips anymore because I'm wearing a mask. But I know it's on, and I just absolutely love this. This is another one too that I absolutely will be repurchasing when I finish. Really fell hard for that one this year. You guys know I have a soft spot in my heart for Milk makeup. There is something about the brand that I just find to be so unique in this very expansive makeup world where there are so many options. I don't know, there's something about Milk makeup that always intrigues me. I always get excited when I see that they're releasing something new, and I always want to try it. So I was really excited to try their vegan milk cleanser. I purchased this in the smaller size to test it out, went through that really quickly and had to purchase the full size. This, I've said this in other videos about this product already, but I was worried, or I guess I went in with the thought that because it was a vegan clean cleanser, it was going to be super gentle on the skin and I was going to have to use it as my morning time cleanser because it wasn't going to be enough to take off all of my makeup in the evening time. But I have found that this is still a very gentle cleanser, but it does an amazing job at taking off my makeup. Now, I do always do a dual step cleanse. So I'll first go in with like an oil-based first step cleanser and use that to like break up all my makeup, and then I go in with this, and I just absolutely love this. I've said on my channel before, my old like go-to evening time cleanser was the Korres Greek yogurt foaming cleanser, but this is just more gentle than that one, which I appreciate for my skin, which can sometimes get dry, and works better for me. So now this is my go-to morning time cleanser, and I just absolutely love this one. I love the neon yellow packaging too. I mean, how could you not love neon yellow packaging? But definitely a favorite of mine so far this year. All right, you guys, from Saturday Skin, this is their Bright Potion Probiotic Power Serum, and I had a little trial size of this, and I probably got, I would say, maybe 10 to 12 uses out of the trial size, and every time I used it, I was like, is this serum actually the thing that's doing this to my skin, where it's just making it so incredibly soft, and just, I've never had my skin feel so soft and smooth than when I was using this power serum, and that's what it is, right? Power serum, yeah. So I decided to pick it up in a full size, and I am so happy to have this in my collection. It does say to use this, I believe, day and night directions. Oh, it doesn't necessarily say day and night. Use morning and night. And you warm the product up, so I pump it out into my hands, and then I warm it up in my hands and then press it into my skin. There are these little like ball things in this, not a lot, but there are, which is really interesting. But you just press it into the skin. I only use this in the evening time just because I'm always trying to like test out new skincare, and I have so many other products that I'm trying to test out in the morning that I just don't currently have room for this in my morning time skincare routine, and I already feel like it makes such a difference even just using it in the evening that I'm happy with this. But I was really surprised. I've tried other Saturday Skin products, which I really like. I don't think I've had one product from Saturday Skin that I haven't liked, but this is the first product that I have fallen like madly deeply in love with, and this is absolutely a favorite so far in terms of skincare of this year. And then the last product for the skincare category is actually a product when I first reviewed. I reviewed it in a makeup monthly, and I reviewed it in a monthly makeup roundup, and I put it in like the fine category, like it wasn't by any means a favorite, and I said it was something that I likely would not repurchase. But then I realized how to better use this product, and unfortunately, I've really come to love this. And I say unfortunately because this is $64. But this is from Summer Fridays, and it's their CC Me Serum. First of all, this just has such a light vitamin C scent that it's almost like not there, but it still just smells, I don't know, the way that it smells, it just smells like luxury to me. I don't know, that's probably just me being weird, but it just has this smell that just would make me, like, it makes me feel like I'm putting a vitamin C serum on and I'm later going to be taking a private jet to like Las Vegas to go shopping. That is what I think of. So you know what, it's always a great day when I put this on, until I realize that I'm not actually getting on a private jet to Las Vegas. Then I get a little sad. But so in the beginning I was using way too much of this. You get a lot when you pump it out, and I was going in with like 2 full pumps, and I was getting a lot of pilling, whether it be when I was rubbing it on my face or when I went in with makeup 10 to 15 minutes after. But then I started using like a half of a pump, maybe 3/4 of a pump, and I would obviously like pat it into the skin. And when I was using less product, I was noticing that I wasn't getting that pilling at all, and I love this. My skin looks so much more bright, so much less dull when I use this, and I noticed that I have a ton of freckles, you guys. I, as a child, was outside all the time and constantly in the sun, and I was the child that would like literally, not the child, I was the teenager who would buy this. It just like repulses me to think of at this moment in time, but I would buy baby oil and rub it all over my skin because I just wanted a suntan. Ugh. It like, I have so many freckles all over my body too. You probably can't see. Oh, but you can see my really beautiful elbow from my self tan. So I just self tan these days. I don't do the whole baby oil thing, but I used to, and I have a ton of freckles everywhere. And I noticed that my dark spots on my face are so much less pronounced when I use this. I love my freckles, I really do, but they don't need to be like, there's a picture of me. There's a picture of me when I was like 17 and I had just gotten home from tennis camp. And first of all, I know I had not used self tanner because I wasn't at this time, but I was so freckled from like, literally my whole face was freckles, and I looked like I truly had stuck my head in a bag of Doritos. It was like an orange tan. I just don't tan well from the sun. I like burn and then turn weird colors. So I don't even know what the point of the baby oil was, other than now I'm gonna wrinkle much quicker in life. Off on a way tangent. This is an amazing product if you have dark spots on your skin, if you used to rub baby oil on your face or your body too to get a tan, and you have a lot of darkness on your skin or dullness that you want to correct. I recommend checking this out when we can get in stores and potentially get samples. Get a sample, because like I said, I found that it took me a little bit to figure out how to best make this work for my skin before I fell in love with it, and now I want to repurchase. All right, you guys, moving on to the makeup category, I have two powders that I fell in love with, which I never thought I would be saying back in 2019, that I found powders that I fell in love with, because I wasn't a powder loving gal. But this Bite Beauty pressed powder, the Changemaker powder, is truly incredible. So I believe this is actually a powder foundation, but sometimes I will use this as a finishing powder, similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush powder. This has kind of replaced that for me. It's like $7 less expensive than that. So, you know, it's a good dupe for me. You know, save $7 every time I need to replace this. I don't know if you get more product in this, but I'm going to assume you do, just because I know that Charlotte Tilbury one you did not get a lot. This just completely blurs my skin without making me look super cakey or super powdered. If I feel like I need extra coverage, or if I'm feeling like I want to powder my whole face to make my makeup really last for the day, I actually will use the little like puff that this came with, which normally I would never use, and I rub it onto my face and I truly just like pat it on to my skin, and I love the finish that I get from this. So impressed with this one from Bite. And then for a loose powder, I have really come to love the Glossier Wowder. This is really nice and lightweight, doesn't feel super heavy on the skin, and I know that they have a couple of different shades, so it's not just like a white translucent powder. This works really well for me all over the face if I am wanting, again, to set my whole face, but want to kind of keep the life in my face. Sometimes when we set our faces with a powder, it just becomes so matte. I found with this that it still will mattify my skin, but it doesn't just completely it doesn't make my face look as flat as it does with some other powders, and I've been really impressed with this one from Glossier. All right, if you are not new to my channel, you know that I take primers very, very seriously, and I have such a love for First Aid Beauty primers. So usually I'm pretty critical on every other primer that I try, but I also feel the need to try literally every primer out there. So one of the primers I've tried this year thus far is the Tula Face Filter Blurring and Moisturizing Primer. With Tula, I have had either a love-hate relationship with a lot of their products, and I wouldn't even say hate. It's either I love the product or I just think it's so mediocre. I don't understand the hype around some of these products, but I also feel like the primer has not gotten a ton of buzz, so I was like, if this one isn't getting buzz, like I probably am really not gonna like it, because a lot of the products that do get buzz aren't my favorite. But I really enjoy this primer. I would say it is not a primer that I find does much for blurring or moisturizing, but when it comes to gripping, I think that this is an amazing primer. So if you have found that the Milk Hydro Grip primer does not work for you because it's too sticky, it takes too long to set into your skin, maybe it clogs your pores, I would recommend checking out this one. Again, it doesn't have any claims to grip, but I find that this one is pretty tacky, sets down still a lot quicker than the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, and truly does make my makeup last longer. If I'm trying to figure out if a primer truly does work, I like to pair it with my really light coverage tinted moisturizers, and if that lasts me a solid like 7 to 10 hours at work, then I know it's a great gripping primer, and that is what I found with this Stila one. This is a repurchase for me when I finish this. This has quickly become one of my standout primers in my collection. Not quite to the tippity top level of First Aid Beauty primers, but still a primer that I've really been enjoying thus far in 2020. Okay, this product is one that I purchased and owned in 2019. Wasn't a huge cream product type of gal back then, but you guys, for some reason I've like only been wanting to buy cream products lately. I don't know what's wrong. Yeah, I want all the cream products. I really have fallen in love with this one from Milk Makeup this year, and I think it's because I'm really starting to fall in love with cream products. So this is their Baked Bronzing Stick. A lot of people hype this up. A lot of people have talked about this, so I'm not going to drone on and on. This is just a really nice bronzing shade. I think there are some people who think that this is too warm, which I could understand, but it's a shade that really works well for me, or at least I think it does. For me, it's a little bit, like, it's not, I don't know, it's not, I don't think it's too warm. It's like neutral to warm. I really enjoy this. Now, I will say you are a little bit limited, or it's a little bit difficult if you want to actually just like draw this on to your face. You have to be careful because of the size of this, but you could also like draw it onto your brush and then draw it onto your skin. And I've just been really impressed with this. It's such an easy formula to work with because it is so, I don't know if emollient's the right word, but it just blends really, really easily. It's not a dry texture or dry formula. I think about like the Fenty matchsticks, and I think that those are a little bit more dry. You have to warm them up a little bit more on your hand in order to get them to blend out, and this is just so easy. So if you are a beginner, I highly recommend Milk's products in general for cream products. I also really enjoy their blush stick formula, but I had to mention this because every day I've been like having the urge to reach for this, which I'm like, girl, you want to reach for a cream bronzer? Are you okay? So definitely had to mention this as a favorite of 2020. Okay, so in 2019, I purchased the Dior Forever Skin Glow because Dior they did repackage, and up till that point, my favorite foundation was the Dior Forever foundation. Literally obsessed with that, but I wanted to try the Dior Skin Glow. I finished up my Dior Forever foundation, and I wasn't sure if it was the same as the matte version. For some reason, I feel like the other version of this was marketed as the Forever Matte, but I was in store in 2020 when we could still shop in stores, and I purchased the Dior Forever, and it doesn't say matte on it, so I think it's just like the normal Dior Forever, and I now have this back in my life. So I just wanted to mention both of these foundations as a favorite this year. Any day that I'm like, nope, not gonna focus on my Project Pan items this year, I have wanted to reach for either one of these. I think the Glow is really nice if you like a more luminous finish, but not something that's gonna, you know, toe that line of too dewy. I think that this is just like the perfect amount of a glow. And then I love the Dior Forever, especially if I know I'm gonna be having a long day. It is more of like, I would describe it as a satin matte formula, where it's a very comfortable matte that's not going to, again, take all the life out of your face. It's not going to make you look super flat, and it's going to last all day. So I really love both of these from Dior. They are both great foundations. Again, I know more expensive, but definitely a favorite foundation of me so far in 2020. Ooh, a concealer that I fell in love with this year. So at the beginning of the year, I was talking about how I had fallen in love with the Hourglass concealer, which is still true. And there was a point where I would have said that this was just like an okay concealer. In fact, I may have rated this as just okay in one of my monthly makeup roundups, but I think that this may actually have now come to surpass my Hourglass. Is my lid cracked? My lid is cracked. Interesting. My dog probably chewed the cap. that's beside the point. This, I feel like, has surpassed the Hourglass. And the reason being is this concealer you can have as a very sheer coverage concealer that'll just brighten up underneath the eyes. Really easy and really simple for days that you are wanting like minimal coverage. You're not going in with foundation. You just want like to brighten underneath the eyes. This is great. And then on days that you want a little bit more coverage, you can also use this and it builds really, really nicely. I would say the most you're going to get out of this is medium coverage. I don't think that you're going to be able to build this to a full. So if you are a full coverage concealer type of a gal, I definitely would steer you more in the direction of Hourglass. I feel like that's more medium buildable to full. But whew, this has quickly become a favorite of mine, so I had to mention it in my favorites of 2020 thus far. I never would have expected, first of all, never would have expected to have purchased this. This was a complete, what do they call that? Spur of the moment, a complete impulse buy. Complete impulse buy. Very disappointed in myself. And NARS face palettes have historically not impressed me very much. But first of all, the packaging. NARS, I feel like part of the reason NARS sells products is due to their packaging. They are incredible when it comes to marketing products through packaging. So the packaging is truly what stole the show for me. But when I saw this in store and saw the blush shades specifically, I was like, ooh, those 3 blushes are like my perfect tones. Perfection when I think about blush. And then the texture of the highlights up above really intrigued me. They remind me a lot of the ColourPop Super Shock like cheek products like Flexitarian. They are definitely very bouncy to the touch, and I would say you have to use a finger to use it. I don't get good results when I try and use a blush with the highlights, but I have really been enjoying this palette this year. I have wanted to reach for this. Even when this isn't in my Shop My Stash rotation, I find myself walking over to my closet to grab this because I truly just, the blush tones, this absolutely, if I could travel this year, or if I was like, you know, maybe I'll still get the chance to travel this year. I really want to, but I don't think I'm gonna. I would definitely bring this palette with because I have 3 amazing blush options and 3 amazing highlight options. Again, a little bit more finicky because I feel like you have to tap the highlight on, and it's definitely not going to be, you know, your Instagram like freaking glazed donut highlight. It's going to be more subtle, but it's going to look so natural and so beautiful, and I have been so impressed with this. The first NARS face palette I've been impressed with really in my life, but definitely a favorite so far in 2020. And if I didn't mention, this is the Overlust palette. Like many NARS products, I believe this was limited edition, and I don't know if you can still get it. But if you can, highly recommend at least looking into it. Whew. I'm disappointed in myself for talking about this next product because I remember a time on my channel where I said I would never pay more than like $7 to $10 on a mascara. This mascara, and I got like the point perk or whatever, so I just have the little guy. So I didn't pay. I did not necessarily, well, technically, I guess, if you think about the points value, I paid $100 for this. Sephora. But this is the Ilia, what do they call this? I forget. The Limitless Lash Mascara, and this I would pay full price for. And unfortunately, that full price tag is $28. But I have not used a mascara that has a wand similar to this. It is a rubber bristle wand, but each side, it has like 3 sides, and each side does something different. So there's one side that just like spikes straight up. You probably won't be able to see this at all, and that is going to be really great for lengthening the lashes. And then if you flip it over, it has a side that's really nice for like curling the lashes, and then there's this part at the top that's like a little bit longer, so if you want to like really get in, it's a really cool wand. And I've also found when I use this does not transfer. There are some mascaras I use that I'm like, typically it doesn't transfer, but from time to time I do notice transfer. Milk Kush mascara is one of those. I love that mascara, but sometimes it does me a little bit dirty, which is why I need to get the waterproof one because it's just so so far exceeds the regular Kush mascara I found. But I am on a mascara no-buy this year because I need to get through my mascaras. I have a feeling I can really start to get down there in my mascara collection by the end of 2020, and then 2021, it's on. I am paying $28 for the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara. Sorry for steering you guys wrong in the past and telling you, you know, I don't think mascara is worth the high-end value. This one is such a good mascara. Also, I finished it off, but the NARS Climax mascara I really was loving at the beginning of this year, and that's another one I'll be paying full price for in 2021. All right, guys, and the last two products I have to talk about are both lip oils. Whew! I feel like I have suddenly become a lip oil lover, and it started with the Kosas Wet Lip Oil. So I believe it'll be going up after this, I believe it'll be going up after this. I do plan to do a full face of Kosas. I really want to start doing some fun, like, one brand dedicated videos, and Kosas is a brand where I think I own one of every item that they offer now, so I want to do like a dedicated, like, ranking the Kosas products from my least favorite to my favorite. So I picked up the wet lip oil, and I have had my eye on this lip oil literally since at least January of 2020, if not earlier than that. And every time I go into Sephora and I swatch all the shades and I pick one up, I'm not kidding, I pick one up and I hold it with me around the store, and then I gather more things, and then I'm like, oh shoot, my total's way out of control here. What should I get rid of? Probably the $27 lip oil. This is so expensive, but you guys, I love this. Here, I'm going to put it over what I'm wearing right now. So this goes on kind of just like a lip gloss, like a really lightweight lip gloss. And it definitely, I hope you can see, it definitely has pigmentation. So pretty. It's so comfortable. I will say sometimes with lip oils, I feel like they can nourish the lips. I wouldn't say this necessarily is a product I think nourishes lips back to health, like if you had really cracked lips, but this is a product that's not going to dry your lips out like some lip gloss formulas are, and it's just so comfortable. Not gonna lie, I am definitely going to be picking more of these up. I kind of want to own the whole range, even though I know it's so unnecessary. So unnecessary. There are 3 other shades that I might place an order for on Sephora today. I can't help it. I really love these, and I feel like lip oils are like my new thing this year. Really been loving glosses for the longest time, and now I feel like it's the lip oils. I know that YSL makes some good lip oils that I feel like Jamie Page and Samantha Ravindell have talked about, and I don't even dare go looking there, because those are going to be like $38 lip products, and I know I'll love them. And then the final product, my 20th favorite so far in 2020, is another lip oil. I'm not sure the price on this, but it could be in the 30s. This is from Clarins, and this is their Lip Oil Comfort. So I actually tried a different lip product from Clarins earlier this year that was more, let me go grab it actually. Okay, so earlier this year I tried the Lip Oil Intense from Clarins. And then, so this was sent to me from Clarins through Octoly, and then on my Octoly store, this became available, so I decided to try this as well, even though I wasn't a huge fan of this one. And this is the Lip Oil Comfort, and I got mine in the shade 4, which is the shade Candy. And first of all, this smells so freaking delicious. I absolutely love the applicator on this. Like, I am obsessed. It's just, I can't. Normally I'm like, an applicator is an applicator. Like, yeah, there's ones I like better, but like, there's something about this applicator that when I'm putting it on, it truly like makes me happy. So weird. So it's just a really nice, like, light shade of pink. It looks a little intimidating in the actual bottle, but I freaking love this. I've had this for a couple of weeks now and have been reaching for it constantly. I found my daughter. She had like snuck into my office and grabbed this, and I was like, Zoe, what are you doing? And she's like, oh mom, I'm sorry, I'm just putting on this. And I was like, no, no, no. That is like one of my favorite lip products. Let me trade you for like one of my Buxom minis that I don't use that often. I really love this. I really kind of want to pick up more shades in this. Again, Clarins is more expensive, so I'm a little sad that I fell in love with this because the thought of purchasing more hurts my pocketbook. But yeah, and then I just wanted to compare to the Lip Oil Intense. So it's a different applicator, and it could be because obviously this is more pigmented, and this will stain the lips, but what I find with this is it also transfers, and I just don't trust it not to get on my teeth. So that is my one gripe with this one. Again, wasn't a huge fan of this. It was fine, comfortable on the lips, but just you can't trust something like this to not get on your pearly whites, you know? But definitely this Clarins Lip Comfort Oil, like I feel like I could finish this by the end of the summer, and I will be repurchasing this, specifically in candy. I don't know if it's because I got the candy flavor that mine smells like candy, or they all smell like this, but I'm gonna put a little on. I just can't help myself. Seriously, it's such a nice applicator too, you guys. I just love this. Definitely a favorite thus far in 2020. After that though, that is going to wrap up my 20 favorite items that I have been loving in 2020. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments below. What products have you been loving in 2020? Would you like to see a video of what products I have not so much been loving in 2020? I didn't even think about that, but maybe I could film that, and we could get like to the dirty details of like not great products, kind of like a disappointing products of 2020 thus far, but like we'll name it differently. I don't know if I could come up with 20 products that I have not been loving, but we'll see what I can come up with. Maybe 10. We'll see. Anyway, you guys, thanks so much for sticking around to watch today's video and supporting my channel as you always do. I love you all so much. Hope that you are happy, safe, and well. And other than that, I will catch you in my next video. Bye.